Yeah, good evening, everyone. So you practiced those SAS options, installing. So one more important after the concept, actually. So we discussed about, yeah. So we discussed about what is SAS, and another point is SAS hierarchy of accessing parent and the child elements. So we discussed about these points, how it is going to access hierarchy of parent and child. What else we discussed about variables, variables. So, and we learned SAS mixins, mixins. So mixin is a method, parameterized, parameterless and all. Now, one more is what we need to do. We need to understand one more. So that is SAS functions. As I already explained, what is difference between mixin and function? Mixin is a method, function it represents a function. So actually function always return a value. So it is to define expressions. It is to define expressions. Function always return a value. It is to define expressions. So same point, it can be parameterized or parameterless. It can be parameterized or parameterless. Right. So function always return a value. So how do you define function in SAS? Let's see. So configuring functions requires this one. This is our, yeah. In this, make sure that you run the command. So what is the command? I have a different terminal now. So it is SAS and dot slash src. In that SAS input dot scss, src SAS output dot css, and watch. Okay. Now we will see how the function concept works. That means what is the function and how this function actually works. Function is nothing but suppose any calculations you want to define and return. Suppose we are having so a variable dollar base padding is base padding is 5 pixel. That is the base padding. To this, we need to create one function. It should take base padding, and to that it should add any number. For example, already in our page, the base padding we set as 5 pixel. It means everywhere padding is how much? 5. Now, when user gives a new padding, it should not affect the existing. What should happen to that 5 pixel? That extra padding should be added. It should not remove. The base padding should remain same and it should add to the existing. So then what we will do is we will create a function at the net function. Function contains a name. Suppose this is like so set padding. What this will do is it is going to take so here padding, and after taking the padding, what it is going to do, it is going to what return. It is going to return because function needs a return. So it is going to return what it will return. So dollar padding. So plus what is it? Dollar base padding. It is going to return the base padding. You can use any calculation, addition, subtraction, multiplication. That means I want to multiply and give the padding. Generally, these are used for means I will tell one real example. You saw EM, REM na? In CSS units. You have EM, REM, right? What they do? That means suppose I given as 1.5 EM, what it will do? It will take the parent. To the parent, it will add 100. Yeah, online people, just wait 1 second. We got disconnected. I'll connect. Okay, so let's continue. So here, what we are doing is we are defining. Generally, EM means nothing but it will take the parent. Out of the parent, it will divide. That means it will multiply or it will divide. Suppose you given uh, less than 1, what it will do? It will divide from the parent because it has to reduce na. If you give more than 1, what it will do? It should multiply from the parent. That means it will use a simple logical and return one number. Any calculation you can do. That means multiply, asterisk, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, all operators are same. Here, I will just use plus. So what does it means is whenever they are giving padding here, we have to use the function called set padding. Na? Suppose the padding given for alert, I will not give a fixed one. What I will do, I will use base padding. Base padding means how many pixels? 5 pixels. That means 5 pixel is given for this one. Okay, so that means when I run this home, then obviously base padding is how much? 5 pixel. It will take that 5 pixel. Now what I want is I want padding around the heading. So then what I will do is for heading also, yeah, for heading, I'm just giving a border as so 1 pixel dotted border, some white color border I am giving. You can see heading have a border. Suppose for your clarity sake, I will give 4 pixel. It will be like this. I want padding. Then what should happen is to the base padding, it should add some extra. Base padding is 5. You should add some extra. So what I will do here is when I want to set padding, I will get it from a function called, what is it? set padding is a function, and into that we will pass how much we want, how much padding we want. Suppose 10, then 10 pixel I'm writing like this, then how much it will take? 15. Because already base padding is 5, it will take 15. That means it will take that 15 and use. That means now there is a padding between heading and border now. And how much it is based on base padding. So base padding is compulsory. To that base padding, we need to give extra. Then how you will manage? You can create one function. And what is the difference between a function in JavaScript and here is? In JavaScript, function can be void type. But here it's not like that. Actual role of function is always it should return a number. Not number, it should return a value. Right? You can use any logic, any operator, multiplication, division, anything you can do. So generally functions are used for returning a value. So a function can return any type of CSS value, any type of CSS value. Syntactically at the net function and the function name params. So, and what it should do compulsory, it should return return value or expression. Return value or expression. Right. So how to access? We just access by using the function name and values. The mixins and functions. Right. So one example I will share here. So this is one example. And only the change we are doing in input.scss. Right. So in Sass, how to deal functions and mixins. Another important in Sass, you need to know about various statements we are having. So we have Sass statements. Actually, Sass consider these also functions. It will treat them as functions. Generally, what are the statements we are having? So two important. So decision making. So I don't need to explain what is decision making by using if and what else. If else. It can support all forms of if. Another one we have iteration. So we have decision making, iteration, and looping. Actually, iteration and looping both are same here. It uses an for. So these are the Sass statements it is having. But how you configure the statements are important. So how you define the statements and use the statements important. I don't need to explain various forms of if, we already know. We learned forward jump, simple decision, multi-level, multiple, all will work same. I don't need to tell what is difference between loop and iterator. You know them. Right? So here the concept is where these are used, how we can use this decision making. So for example, I am using this is color theme. We are using color theme, BG theme like this. Okay. I will write newly to avoid all the problem. Okay. So what we are having? So we are having a variable called theme. So the theme is defined with some name. This is a red theme. By default, theme is having red. Okay. Now what is the condition here? How we set the condition and use? We will create a reusable function. Reusable function means at the net what? Mix in set theme. Okay. In this, what we need to do? So we need to set border and we need to set background BG. So we need to set one more, what else? Padding, not border background text. We are using three variables, border, background, text. Now, what should happen here is this should use an alert. So for alert, we have to keep border, that is some 3 pixel, some solid, and color will come from where? Border. That's the border. Okay. Next, we have background color. We will take it from BG. Padding, I will give some 20 pixel. That's fixed. And here color, I will take it from dollar text. These are basic options. Actually, this I will not give here. So inside alert, we have a heading to na heading to color will take from where? Text. So, and paragraph also will have a color that is taken from text. These are the options we are having. So border, background, padding, heading, text colors and all. Okay. Now we have to write a condition. So if at the net, we have to use what if. What is the condition? Condition is same. If $theme is equal to what is the theme? Red. If $theme is equal to red, what should happen? So we have to use include set theme. That is the function to be called now. Function to be called. In that border, I will give dark red. Am I right? So, and what else? Background color as what? Light red. Light red is not there. Just put a red and change the color shade. So I will change the color shade to light. Okay. What should be text color? So text color will be same. I will give as what? Red. Roughly, I'm giving this option now. Now, how do we write multiple conditions? So that means at the net, what it is? Else if. So else if, what is the condition now? What is the condition? Dollar theme is equal to which theme? Green. So if theme is equal to green, what should happen? Else if is, yeah, it is green. What should happen? Then same. So include this function, include this method and change this to green color. Am I right? So this is dark green. Okay. This is light green. So this is light green. Okay, this is green. I'm just using the color. Okay. Similarly, you can also use, so at the net, what is it else? You know how to write multiple conditions. Then what should happen is, if the theme is not matching with any of this, then it should be like, so it should be like black, black border. So grace background and a black color. All these we are applying for. Now that is the conditions you written. Now what will be the theme? So the theme will be applied as what? Red. Now I change the base here. What is the base? I change it to green. Then automatically it will set it to green. Right? I set something else which is not there. Then what it is going to do? Gray. That means according to condition, it is changing. In the output, it will not generate all three. It will generate only one. What is the specialty? Dynamically, what you chosen, it will generate only that. That is better. That means you can write so many themes and it will apply only one. What is needed for your requirement. So you see, it is going to generate which one in the output? It is going to generate black. Na? Similarly, if I change this to green, then what it is going to do? It will change and automatically it will set it to this one. Right? So this is one basic point. So I will put some dark green. That will be fine. Dark red little. Okay, that will be fine. That is how we can display. So I just written conditions. You are not new to conditions. You know how do you write multiple, multi-level. So forward jump, all approaches are supported here. So here, so one important first one, decision making. It supports all forms. It supports all forms of decisions like forward jump, simple decision, multiple decisions, multiple choices, multi-level. This already we learned now. We learned all these in our JavaScript. Syntactically, we have if condition. So statements. So else if again condition. Else. Decision making. All forms of decision making. Forward, simple, multiple choices, multi-level. So this is one example for that, how decision making works. Input.scss. This is decision making related. Okay. Next important, we have iteration looping control statements also. But it has some change in the syntax. So what is that is actually how you define iteration and all. For that, we will take a new design. Suppose in the page, I am having a div. It have a class box1. In this, we have an image, public images. Suppose we have image, Java PNG. Okay. So similarly, box2. This is some, what else we are having? Courses, some copied, na? React PNG. Okay, box3. It is having something else. Data science. HTML PNG. Some images are there. Okay. Now you see you have 4 boxes with 4 different images. 4 boxes are there, .NET. Some different images are available. Now what we will do is we need to set up here whatever dot, what is it? Whatever the image is there. So width we will keep as 100 pixel, height also 100 pixel. All images are having 100 pixel, then appearance will be like this. All images are like this. This is the original size. Now I want the second image, means I want like a ladder style, right? So what I want is, suppose the second image should be here. The second image should be here. Third image should be here. Fourth image should be here. Just some style. That means now I need to access from box 1 to box 4. I have to adjust the margin left margin, translate X. You can use anything, not transform, translate X. How it should be, already how much margin is there? To that we just need to add 100 pixels more. Already what is margin there? To add 100 pixel from there. That means, so this must be 100. First one should be 100, second one 200, third one 300, like this now. If I want to manually set this, I need to write 4 blocks. Box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. If there are 10 blocks, 100 blocks I have to write. But now how we can write, see, how we can write this is just, so to define that, I will use, yeah. How we can define this is at the net. What is that? We can use a for. So you need a reference $I. So I starting from how much? So I is equal to I starting from how much? 1. But here, so here we have to set I from 1, starting from 1 through how many? 4. That means for I starting from 1 through 4. So what to do? We need to set some logic. That means starting from 1 up to 4. What should happen? I have to access dot, which one? Box. After that hyphen. It will be box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. Generally, this is a string. To the string, you need to concat a number, dynamic. Generally in JavaScript, how you bind dynamic values? We can use plus, or you learned a binding expression, dollar block na, in backtick. Here dollar is already used for variables. Now, dollar is already used for variables. So how do you bind dynamically? Hash block. Hash block, which one I will access dollar I. What does it means? First time it will be box one, second one box two, box three, like this. Right now, for all these boxes, width is 100 pixel, height also 100 pixel. If I want to give border 1 pixel or 2 pixel solid. So, and black border. And what we want here is every box will have margin left. Margin left how much? Margin left is nothing but dollar I. So dollar I into 100. What does it means? First time it will be 1 into 100, then 2 into 100, 3 into 100, 4 into 100. That means first box at 100, second box 200, third box 300, fourth box 400. That means it need to set like this and define. That means the boxes need to be arranged like this. Some problem is there. So actually this syntax have problem. No problem. So from 1 through 4 for I is from 1 through 4 pixels. Sorry, px is missing now. So I into 100 px. Okay, pixel is missing because in style pixel is required. Value cannot be 100 na 100 pixel. Okay, so it will display like this. That means the same thing if I have to do means, remember, people who are dealing with, I told you already, in CSS people write complex graphics, animations. For them these will be very easy. They don't need to write much. They can just use some logics and do. But we don't need these every time. You can add all the transforms. That means every photo should be rotated by some degree to the existing. Then again you can use transform, rotate, right? So this is nothing but actually see the output. When you see the output, it will be box one, box two, box three, box four. In CSS, there is no other way. This is the only way. Right now you have 10 headings, you have 10 forms, you have 20 divs. So everyone you want to access, then you will not individually access. We will use a simple loop. By using the loop, you can access and you can implement. That makes the process easy. Now you will see here normally 32 lines code is required and we just done that in 14 lines. Even there are 100 boxes, just 14 lines only. You have to just change the number, right? All the formats, numbers. This makes everything better. So generally, I already told you, you will not be forced to use Sass. If you say, I don't know Sass, then they will say that, okay, with your CSS only you do. That means now you need to work little hard than normal. Why? Because with CSS, it will take time. They are not worried. That means companies will never force you to use Sass until or unless their already prototype is designed with Sass. Right? They will not force you to use Sass. They will simply say that if you are aware of Sass, use it. It's better because we need lot of styling here. Many companies are not worried about that because they don't use much styling. They just use basic styling. Then in that case, they don't need Sass. They just use already third party Tailwind, Bootstrap. So this is one simple concept. So how iterations and all these are defined actually. So another concept, this is decision making and iteration. Iteration and loops here. So Sass uses simple iteration, using at the net for. So loops are configured using for. So in SAS both are similar, but actually they are different now. Loop needs a condition, counter, initialization. It is a mixed behavior. Generally, what is problem in loop? Loop requires initialization, condition, and counter. So, but here it requires initialization and it requires condition, but doesn't require counter. That means it's a mixed behavior. It works both. So that is the concept here. So what it will do syntactically, how you define. So for, so reference from initial through initial value, from initial value through final value. You need to define. Here one important is SAS uses a binding expression hash block to bind dynamic values with a string, to bind dynamic values with a string. It uses that binding expression. Dynamic values with a string. Right. These are one example here is we have input SCSS. So this is input SCSS. And we have home HTML. So in home HTML, this is the code. That's the code we are having. Okay. Now, this is, they don't have much complex things. Important statements are these, only these statements are provided there. So you have SAS related statements, decision making, another one, iteration. Next important in the SAS is about, so mixins, functions, statements, variables. Another one is SAS modules. SAS modular system. I don't need to explain what is a modular system. You learned already in JavaScript. So what is advantage? What is opposite to modular system? Without modular system, what it is called as? Without modular system, it is called as legacy. Legacy means it will add everything, but it will use only few. What a modular system allows to import and use only what is needed. That makes application performance better. Generally, what is a module in JavaScript? None. What is a module? Module is a JavaScript file. JavaScript files are considered as modules now. It will contain classes, functions, values, right? Here, module is a Sass file. It can keep all the library. You can just import and use what you need, right? So for example, how the modular system is designed here is actually separate, clean separation. Modules, I don't need to give all definition because in JavaScript itself you'll learn what is module and all. I given a detailed explanation there. Here we are just learning how to use in Sass. I'm not giving definitions also there. So what is the main concept is it enables reusability, extensibility, so and maintainability. So it makes application lightweight. It makes application lightweight. It makes application lightweight. So enables reusability, extensibility, and maintain. Right. So that is the concept here. But here how we define the module is simple. Actually, module is defined like this. See, suppose we are going to use something like alerta, right? Let's remove this. And here I am just using like div class alert. So a heading, some deleted. So record deleted successfully, some message. Okay. Now what we need to do here is we need to set some styles. See, generally how they build. Actually, you saw Bootstrap. In Bootstrap, what they done is, in Bootstrap, what they have done is, you are including a file called bootstrap.css. In that, it is having alerts, models, nav bars, buttons, how all are coming into one file. Actually, they haven't designed all in one file. Alerts separately they designed. Navbar separately designed. Containers separately designed. They have imported everything into one file. If you see the original Bootstrap file, observe carefully where Bootstrap in node modules na, you see the Bootstrap file here. Yeah, Bootstrap. You see the SCSS in that bootstrap.css is there na SCSS. In this bootstrap SCSS, all are imports only. All are imports only. There is no code. If there is no code, how it is generating? How it is generating this much code? You see the dist folder CSS bootstrap.css. Nothing but bootstrap SCSS is exported to bootstrap CSS. And see bootstrap CSS, thousands of lines code, right? It is having thousands of lines code. Now the question is, if the original bootstrap file is having only 57 lines code, how this much came? That means actually what they are doing, alerts, models, nav bars, buttons, form controls, for everyone, they designed a separate module. Actually, you don't need to import complete bootstrap file. You can import just only what you need, and you can use only what you need. Actually, how they designed this entire concept, I will show you. See, so here in the Sass folder, I will add a new file underscore variables dot scss. Remember, every module file name must start with underscore. If you don't use underscore, it will not be considered as a module. Once you give underscore, it will be marked to export. And what is the module name? File name will be used as module name. What is the file name? Variables. In this, what we are doing, dollar $bg color, one variable. Some BG color is suppose dark red. I'm using a variable dark red. I'm having another one. What is it? So BG color is not dark red. It is very light red. Okay. Yeah. And border color. Border color is dark red. I'm using dark red for border color. And one more. What is it? Text color. Text color is also dark red. But I will just choose little different dark red for this. So that is fine. That means a little different dark red is there. Text. Okay. Border color is dark. Okay. Like this we are using. So we are using this option. All variables are kept in one location. Okay. Now what I am doing, I will create another one. Underscore mixins dot scss. That means all methods I will keep in one place. So now I want to create a mixin at the net what? Mixin. So set theme is the mixin name. Now what it should do? It should apply the theme. It should apply the theme. So what is the theme? Dot what? Alert. It should alert and it should use what is it? Background color. It should come from dollar BG color. Am I right? But it is not here. This is not here. It is in variables now. That means from variables, I need to get it. So dot BG color, dot border color, dot text color. So from variables, I need to access and use it. If I try to directly use, it will show not defined because obviously BG color is not defined here. It is in separate variables file module. How to get that? Simple. We have to use what? Import. Import what? Variables. That's it. Underscore not required. Underscore is required only to configure a module. So importing module is done with just name. And every module file must have underscore compulsory. While importing, we don't use underscore, just we use the file name. Right now it is ready. Okay, padding I will give 20 pixel. Border. Border will come from where? Dollar border color. Okay, another one is color. Color will come from where? Dollar text color. We need to use the theme here. Now, very important is this is just a mixin, means all methods you keep here. Now, what do you want? I want to use that in this input now. How to use in this input? Just what you have to do at the net what? Import. Which one to import? Mixins. We have to import mixins. After importing, you have to call the function. What is the function? Include. What is the function name? Set theme. That's it. It doesn't have any parameters. That's it. That means our main file will contain only one or two lines, but when it is extracted, it contains so many. That means when I run this, the theme should be applied. Some border is not applied. Huh? Border is not applied because actually, so in mixin, so to give a border, we need to use border as 3 pixels solid and color is required. Na? Now you can see that will come. Now, what is the point here is all variables in separate file, all methods in separate file, all functions in separate file. Just you import what you want and you use them. What is advantage of that is it makes your application lightweight. You don't need to import everything. You just need to import only what you want. I just created mixins all in one place, but you can create separate. Suppose you are creating alerts, you are creating nav bars, separate classes are required. Then what you do, maintain in separate location and you can import them. Actually, they have done that. Observe carefully. In the Bootstrap, you will see they are having, observe their file names, alert underscore alert SCSS, underscore badge, underscore breadcrumb, underscore this. Why? Because they are modules. Now, do you know what you can do? You can import only what you want. Suppose in my page, I want to use alerts and buttons. Then what to do? I can import only those two. How we can import those two? We can import those two just by using import method. Import alerts, import buttons. In real world project, when we design so complex styles, we cleanly separate everything. What is advantage of using this modular system is it will improve the performance because it will not include everything. It will just include what you need. Module system is not new for us. Already I discussed that in JavaScript. In Sass, how it works, I just showed you the point. So what is the key point? So every Sass file with prefix underscore is considered as a module The members of module are default default marked for export. So underscore some variables dot scss. So underscore some mixins dot scss. So mixin name, some functionality. So you can import the modules and implement in a file. Implement in a Sass file. Remember, the main file should not be underscore. It should be what? Input dot what? SES. It cannot have underscore. Import variables. So you can import mixins like this. So that is variables. So how we can configure and use them? So I will give an example here. So just an example of this. Variables.scss, mixins.scss. So after that, input.scss, and we have home.html. That is home.html. This is all the concept of how we can use module. Actually, that is the concept of Sass. There is nothing much about Sass, right? Actually, this concept is a big one for people without any language knowledge, right? But that's a simple concept to handle. So even you can go to the official website. So this is the Sass. So Sass official language website. And in this, you see the documentation of Sass. It will have basic concept. What is it? Variables, style rules, how you define. Additionally, so what you do here is when you select this learn, yeah, you can see these are the concepts it is having. How pre-processing works, how variables works, how nested works. Partial is nothing but modules underscore name. These are called partials. They comes under which one? Module. Mixins, inheritance operators. Importing and extending is called as what? Inheritance. These are only the topics, nothing else in SAS. That is what the SAS contains. And you learned all of them. How do you define variables? How to keep nested, right? How do you use partials? Partial means what? Underscore, right? How do we import and use them? And how mixins will work, right? How inheritance will work. So inheritance is nothing but SAS to CSS. Operators, how you define. So already we discussed the point. So they are the same options here. So this is the complete concept of SAS actually, right? So we use this to handle interactions and make our CSS better. But some companies may use another one. What is it? Less. If you know SAS, you can easily deal with less also, but their syntaxes are different. I will give one document of less, you explore. You have to learn by yourself, right? Actually, it is there here in my device. I will check. I will share that document actually. So in HTML, less document is there actually. Huh. So this is the less document. I will upload this less document. You can check. Same SAS concepts only. What is the point is it is using. Yeah, you can see this is less preprocessor. How to set up, how to install, everything is same. You see less C. Less C is what? Less compiler. It will compile the less file into which file? CSS. Hierarchy is same. Parent child hierarchy is same. Example I given already, right? Variables are same, but here variables are declared with the at the net. Generally variables in SAS are declared with dollar. Here at the net. Here also the concept of variable scopes and operators and functions are same. So it is having mixins also same. Mixin concept also same. Examples, these are string functions normal. So you have mixins, you see, mixins are same, right? Functions, mixins are same, but syntax is different, little different in syntax. So wherever we used hash, there will be dollar, dollar will be defined with at the net. So you see Here also importing modules and using them and handling them, right? The same concept. We don't know companies which one they use. I will upload this document, you check that. So because these days we are not using much less, we are using much of what? SAS. We are using SAS. And in SAS, these are all the basic things you need to know, right? So you all, what is the concept is how do you handle jQuery and SAS in front end? But jQuery is now replaced with React. SAS is still very important. You need to get little perfection on SAS because later you can use this in various projects, depend on the requirement. So with this, we finish all this part of jQuery and SAS. Tailwind already I explained while learning Bootstrap only, right? While learning Bootstrap, we had a Tailwind. And for people who are pending with backend and React, so anybody pending? So you people, some are pending with learning of React and backend. So we are going to start a batch of backend and React both in coming weeks, mostly in 1-2 weeks. We are going to start both batches, one backend batch, another one React. So anybody is not attending those batches, now you have to attend. So the timings I will let you know. Mostly the evening time will be for backend or React, we will decide, right? So both batches, I am starting both of them, React and backend batches, right? So you can attend that. So I will announce the timing. Mostly in 1-2 weeks it will be there. In coming 1-2 weeks we will be there. Before that, you practice all this. So you, if anybody is already attending React, they will continue. Backend they will continue. Otherwise, so new batch people, you can wait for just 1 week. A new batch will come. So for React and backend, you have to attend them. Okay, right? So with this, this is, remember your projects and all you will do in React. After you finish React, so we will tell you about resume building, right? And we will tell you about projects you will do in React only, right? Projects you will do in React. So with React combination, you will do the projects. So resume building and deployments, development, deployments, debugging, all these concepts you will learn in React. You will finish that every concept, right? So in the people who are not attending backend and React JS, now in coming week, both batches will start, right? So timings I will let you know. It's, they are not fixed. Mostly same timings will be there for one batch. One batch same timing will be there. Another batch will be on morning session. I will let you know about that. Okay. Then tomorrow no session. So we have done with all this. If you have any doubts, let me know. I will conduct a doubt session. Otherwise, again, you wait for the next batch in coming week. I will announce in the classroom itself. We will notify you. Okay, right.